If any of the residents doesn't have anywhere to go to, they can go to Boutwell Auditorium. The city does have it open right now at this time. But like we said, we have ADM on the scene. EMA is also on the scene. Hazmat units are on the scene. Right now we're going to contain the incident. Right now we are fighting the fire. You know, it didn't ignite initially, but obviously something happened that caused it to ignite. We don't have all those details right now, but we are isolating the area. We're going to send crews in. We're going to put the fire out, contain the fire, and then we're going to deal with the actual hazmat situation and the chemicals that are on the scene. Like we say, one of them is toluene. That's what caused the ignition. It is an additive that is mixed with gasoline, so it's highly flammable. The other item we know is hydrogen peroxide on there. There are other chemicals that we're also trying to identify at this time.
And is the driver okay, not injured?
Yes, the driver is not injured. He was able to give us the information that we needed, so we knew basically what we had. It just was a matter of containing the incident. You know, we couldn't just rush in it. We had to get guys ready, had to suit them up. They went in with the hazmat. First readings were negative, but we did know, like we said, we did have the hydrogen peroxide spill. Somehow or another, it may have reacted with the toluene. So therefore, that's why we have a full-blown hazmat situation at this time.
Chief, no one was up there when it erupted, right?
No, the driver was there. Oh, when the fire erupted? Yeah. No. We had already isolated. We have 3 or 4 different zones. The hot zone, which is obviously the scene where the chemical truck was, and then you had the cool zone where our guys, and then this, safe zone right here.
And just confirming, initially there had been talk about 2 trucks involved. It was definitely one vehicle.
It was just one vehicle involved. From what he told us, it was not a wreck or anything of that nature. He's saying that he either hit a bump or somehow his load shifted, and he noticed, a smell. He got out and investigated, and he did have a leak. One of his containers were leaking at the time, and now it, like we say, somehow or another, we have this combustion that has taken place. So we're going to, like we said, we're going to isolate the area. We're going to evacuate in a half a mile in all directions. Then eventually we're going to put water on the fire, because right now water and foam will handle the incident. We will also put down booms and absorbent materials to surround the area to make sure it doesn't get into the waterways or into the creeks. And then we're just going to take a step-by-step process and mitigate the situation.
Is there a timeline on how long this should all take?
No, we don't have a timeline. Right now when, public safety is involved, you just take every precaution. So time is not of an essence right here,
So there's no hurry to get it contained or anything else like that?
Well, it's a hurry, but, we want to make sure that we identify everything that we have. It's a step-by-step process. So right now the main thing we have to do is control that fire and contain runoff. So we're going to do all that promptly in a prompt manner, but, we're not going to just, rush in, But we are handling the fire right now, and we have been on the scene, actually made physical contact with the truck and with the items in the truck. So we have identified it to that much, and we do have the bill of lading from the driver. So we have technicians going over that information, trying to process everything right now. So everything is, sort of in the beginning stages, but we're moving on right now because we do have the fire to deal with. Once we deal with that, like I say, once again, we had the runoff and then the containment.
You mentioned something about the weather. Is the weather playing a factor in making this evacuation?
Well, the wind did shift on us, which, caused us to expand the evacuation zone. So anytime you have a wind shift, you have to, adjust accordingly.
Do you know what actually sparked the fire?
No, we don't. Like I said, when we first got here, it was not a fire. We knew we did have toluene in there. We knew it was flammable. But as far as the ignition source, we don't know right now.
Have y'all ever encountered something quite like this? I mean, obviously we have tanker accidents. We've had things with the...
Yeah, we've had incidents like this before. It's always, something different, because there's always different combinations of chemicals that you're dealing with. We have dealt with this type of situation as far as hazmat go. The guys know the routine. They train for this every day. So, I'm pretty sure, and the public can be confident that we will have this situation mitigated shortly.
Chief, toluene
I was looking it up. Is that it? T-O-L-U.
That's it. Yeah, that's it.
T-O-L-U-E-N-E. Toluene.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, it's a gas additive and hydrogen peroxide.
There you go.
Is driver local? Just passing
He
through.
was just passing.
Toluene that contains hydrogen peroxide.
No,
Okay.
it was all hydrogen peroxide was also in the ship.
And you said the evacuation happened all over the direction.
Right, half a mile radius and all.
Are people complying? Is it voluntary?
Well, it's basically voluntary, but I mean, we can't force people to move, but I would advise them wholeheartedly because of the chemicals involved. You don't want to take any chances whatsoever. So we advise them to move.
And so what would make the smoke? Is that the hydrogen peroxide?
Well, the hydrogen peroxide originally was what was making the smoke. If you noticed, it was actually just white. Sort of a steam like mist, and somehow or another, obviously, the peroxide is not highly flammable as that toluene. So once we got this ignition, it set off the toluene.
Y'all haven't been able to confirm the sodium hydroxide or sulfuric acid yet?
Not yet.
Okay.
It's potentially those items are in there, so we're not going to write that off. That's why we're advising the public, in that radius to please move.
Okay, so these wouldn't be dangerous to breathe. What are the ones that are dangerous to breathe?
Well, we know that all of it, basically, all of it. None of it's good stuff.
Okay, what are the other two things?
Yeah, we got sodium hydroxide, which is an oxidizer used in bleach. So bleach will choke you if you just sniff the bottle.
I think that's what we smelled over there.
Right. Then we have the toluene. It can be harmful also when you inhale it. And of course, we're trying to make sure we have at least a 400-gallon container of sulfuric acid. We don't know if it's involved in the ignition or not, but it also can be harmful. Gotcha. All of these chemicals can go into the atmosphere and dissipate, but in these concentrated levels at these low-lying areas, it's a serious condition. That's why we urge everyone in these areas to move.
Okay, perfect.
Thanks, Chief.
Mm-hmm.
Check back with us later.
Right. The best thing to do though is just try to stay upwind and.
Are we upwind now?
Yeah, we're safe right here.